Welcome to Viewing and Reviewing, where I pull older movies off the shelf, watch them, and let you know if I think they're worth your time to watch or not. I'm Bobby T, your online video store clerk, and I'll be searching through my VHS, DVD, and Blu-ray collection to find titles that I think may be interesting to review. In today's episode, I'll be reviewing 1998's Waking Ned Devine, written and directed by Kirk Jones, and starring Ian Bannon, David Kelly, Fionnuala Flanagan, and Susan Lynch. Let me read you the DVD cover. The New York Times raves, "We have a winner. In the tradition of the full Monty comes a spectacularly funny comedy about friends pulling together and make a dream come true. When Ned Devine dies from shock after winning the lottery, two longtime friends, Michael and Jackie, discover the body and agree Ned would want them to benefit from his good luck. They embark upon an outrageous scheme to claim the ticket. But first, they have to get all the townfolk to go along with their plan. A 4-star triumph, according to the Washington Times. Waking Ned Devine is definitely the comedy ticket of the year." Well, this was an unexpected treat the first time I saw it around its debut on DVD in 1999. I've watched it a few times since, and it's always the same reaction: happiness. They filmed this on the Isle of Man, which is a lovely island in the North Atlantic that is shown in all its glory throughout this tale of an entire town that tries to share in the good fortune of one of their own who simply died from shock at the chance to win a jackpot. The story opens in a stormy night where everyone in the tiny Irish town knows someone in town won several $1,000,000, but whom? 3 scheming elderly townsfolk decide to take matters into their own hands and throw a party and invite the entire town to figure out who it is. During the party, they realize not all of the town is in attendance, so they wander out into the storm to figure out who's missing. Now, I'm not giving anything away since it's the movie's title that they stumble onto old Ned Devine, who won the lottery but died of shock. The problem is the state lottery knows Ned's name and nobody gets the money if he doesn't claim it. So the 3 hatch a plot that includes having one of the old gents claiming he's Ned, and by offering even shares for everyone involved worth hundreds of thousands of dollars each, enlist the entire town into deceiving the good-natured lottery official who's on his way to town to verify Ned's the actual genuine article. There's one problem though: the old witch who hates everyone in town and may have her own ideas about what to do with the money if she can get her greedy hands on it. Now, this is one of those films that you need to watch to understand all of its charms. I'm sure our friends across the pond see these kinds of films all the time, and the distinctly European humor and beauty may not be as glorious as we see it over here in the US. But I gotta say, once you watch it, you'll have a smile on your face from beginning to end. The idiosyncrasies of the townsfolk are all on full display. Everyone knows everything about everyone, from the sweet, smelly pig farmer who's pining for the lovely single mother of seemingly the only child in town, to the good-natured pub keeper who keeps a running tab for all the liquor for the entire town drinks, but wants his real money once they start buying on credit from the lottery winnings. To the bizarre and hilarious sight of the stark, naked 80-something David Kelly riding a motorcycle au naturel to beat the lottery man to Ned's domicile in the nick of time. This film has so many out-of-nowhere laugh-out-loud moments, I won't mention them all here. It's one that deserves to be seen, to be treasured, and the less you know going in, the better. So, my overall report card of the film, it looks like this. Does it stand the test of time? It really does. I'll give this an A. A lottery win still brings out the crazy in all of us. There's nothing really earth-shattering here. It's everyday life in a remote Irish village that's seen better days. And that's exactly why it stands the test of time. It probably looks and sounds the same today as it did in 1998. The story. It's a fantasy, of course, but it still lends itself to the craziness born of desperation, where the term "it takes a village" takes on a whole new meaning. This is an A-. One person wins the lottery but can't collect. The resourceful town comes up with an airtight fib that spins hilariously into outright fraud to collect the winnings. The town comes unhinged, expecting the winnings, while individuals with unknown secrets threaten to unravel the scheme at the exact moment the lottery man is there to confirm the identity of the one alive and kicking Ned Devine. The cast. Oh my, these are some adorable villagers right here. I'll give them an A collectively. I've seen a few of them in other films, but I'd be hard-pressed to tell you which ones. They all fit together like they'd been acting as a troupe for decades. The lead pair of Ian Bannon and David Kelly in particular come across as an old version of Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau without the bad language. They just seem like long-lost mates. The funeral sequence in particular, where Ian tells David his real thoughts about the character, is one of the more authentically touching moments of the film. The cinematography. Again, I'll give this an A-. Not because the Isle of Man isn't simply breathtaking in most location shots, but there are a few staged sets that broke the fantasy is all. Overall, the cinematographers did an excellent job giving us places with lighting and shadow that we would expect for this film. The music. Well, the lively bagpipe score had my toes actually tapping. I'll give this an A because it kept the film moving and let us know exactly where we were at all times in the film. If you like uplifting bagpipe music, this may be the soundtrack to buy. So, based on the above scores, I'm going to give this film an A- rating. This isn't a grand film about historical heavyweights, bombastic tragedies, or gangster shoot-'em-ups. This is a quiet little film by a group of quality actors and filmmakers that does exactly what it sets out to do. It entertains the audience at every turn and is immensely rewatchable. This film may not be for everyone that's wanting John Wick, but for those of you wanting a thoughtful, zany, charming movie about a remote village that loses its marbles when a lottery win is on the line, then this is the film for you. My family loves it, and I hope yours does too. So, here are a few other recommendations of small towns that might make you wish you lived there. Of course, there's Local Hero. An American big oil company sends a man to Scotland to buy up an entire fishing village for its refinery, with most of the town trying to sell, while a few holdouts don't want to lose the charming home they've always known. Will the fish-out-of-water American be able to convince the small-town Scots to give up their piece of paradise for a price? Second is The Grand Seduction. A small fishing village must procure a local doctor to entice a huge company to build there, making the town wealthy. When a big city doctor shows up unexpectedly for a trial residence, the town rallies together to try to charm him into staying. And lastly, The Matchmaker from 1998 with Janine Garofalo, where she goes to a small town in Ireland to track down her American politician's Irish ancestors for an election, only to have arrived at the exact time the annual matchmaking festival is happening in town, where being a bonny lass from America is catnip for the curious and carefree lads that fall all over themselves to win her hand when she clearly wants nothing to do with them. Well, that's it for Waking Ned Devine. If you enjoyed this review, please be sure to click the like button below. If you want to keep up to date on my future reviews, please click on the subscribe button below. If you want to purchase Waking Ned Devine on Blu-ray, or if you wish to purchase any of the other titles I've mentioned earlier, please follow the Amazon links below. If you have any suggestions for movies you'd like me to review, please leave a comment below and I'll see what I can do. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, be sure to help others in need because it's always the right thing to do. Have a great week.